2 days ago, I said that God of War 3 was the best game in the series and it wasn't even close. But it turns out I'm actually a liar, because this game was the actual best game in the series the whole time. 15 out of 10, best game confirmed, throw the others in the garbage. But you have to understand, the reason I said that was because it perfected the formula the series had been building to. Practically all the stupid time-wasting bullshit was gone, and replaced with stuff people actually liked. Murder. And the bosses, ooh, don't get me started on the bosses. There are entire games and game series that didn't have the action and excitement of even a single boss in this game. So how? How could Santa Monica possibly top this? Well, 4 has a story that doesn't require comics and side games. I feel like a lot of people like to gloss over just how basic the original trilogy's story was. You have characters from famous Greek myths show up and do nothing except be a boss fight or die so you can get cool shit. Icarus, Daedalus, Perseus, Theseus, Among Us? Here 1 second, gone the next. You had the guy who almost killed Kratos and basically started the entire event of the franchise show up in 2. You know what happens to him? That's it. And Kratos' family? Nah, fuck them, they get side games and comics. Hell, what do you even learn about Kratos in the original trilogy except for this? The answer is apparently that he's really good at The entire trilogy story can be summed up with the gods betrayed Kratos, so he kills them all. It's here to give you cool boss fights and set pieces. That's it. Now you can have really good games that only focus on the gameplay, that's fine, but when you do that, you're placing all the marbles on that one element to carry your game. What makes God of War so good is that God of War has no such weaknesses. In fact, it has so little weaknesses that most of this video was dedicated to a comparison. But you know what? That's fine. Because going from the original trilogy to 4 is like going from Call of Duty to Last of Us. On the surface, the story is simple. Kratos and his new son, Boy, go up a mountain to spread his late wife's ashes. But what makes it so interesting is we're watching a man who lost everything get his second chance while knowing exactly what happened to him. It's not like Joel or Carl where we get glimpses of their past or a montage, we know exactly where Kratos is coming from. So when we see the guy who did shit like this start giving life advice and try to be patient around characters who aren't dead within 5 minutes of meeting him, we see the lessons he learned from the previous games. His development here gives so much more importance to the previous stories. Which is why when people tell you to ignore the original trilogy and just focus on this one, they're actually being a dumbass. It's the contrast that makes this story so interesting. I think my favorite moment in the entire franchise is just listening to Kratos tell Atreus how he got his name. It's such a fantastic moment that tells you more about Kratos than anything else in this series has before. Then this game reminds you it's a God of War game by having Kratos murder the shit out of everyone who annoys him. This is like Dark Souls combat meeting the pacing of Last of Us with the brutality of God of War. You combo guys with your fist. You combo guys with your axe. You combo guys with your fists but angry. You can parry stuff and do shield attacks. And because this game is suddenly an RPG, you can switch between dozens of special moves and builds. The downside is it takes a while to level up. The upside is everything else. There is so much crazy shit to choose from that it makes the other games look basic. The one problem I did have with the combat is you're way slower. You are a large mountain man that moves at the speed of a mountain. So much so that there's an entire button just to turn around faster. The game does let you know when you're about to be attacked and from which direction to help with this, but it could still be frustrating in bigger groups. I played this game on Give Me God of War, and while the bosses were some of the best in gaming, the group fights... Yeah, they were kinda rough. I'm hoping Ragnarok can speed up Kratos and give him some more long-range attacks early on, but otherwise, this game just nailed it for me. It is a masterful achievement on nearly every level, and I kinda wanna play Ragnarok already. The game is good, the story is good, and the boat dialogue is so good that it actually makes up for half the game being on a boat. I give this game a boat out of 10. Play the fucking game. And Ragnarok. And Sonic, since it actually looks kinda good.